Ladies and gentlemen, when I first came on to YouTube, one thing I tried to make very clear on my videos was my big dislike for politicians. It doesn't matter if they're on the right or left, because we know one thing: when it comes down to us, they both hate us exactly the same. There is nothing different about it. So, the GOP, there are members of the GOP that are accusing Joe Biden of stockpiling baby formula for immigrants. Now, could this be true? Absolutely. Absolutely. But, the Republicans are rotten pieces of dirt too. What have you been doing since this crisis have been unfolding all across the country? So the way I see it, none of you are any good. None of you are. You got parents out here every day on videos in the news begging for help for their babies. And you got an administration that seems to, y'all crack me up. You try to act like you don't have any money when we raised the question about reparations, but soon as somebody is in need that look just like you, all of a sudden you got a bottomless pit full of money. Why wouldn't you have that? You had slavery. So let's get to this story, ladies and gentlemen. Biden sent baby formula to border for immigrants, Republicans say. I'm going to go ahead and play this audio for you, and then I'll come back with my commentary. Right now, families across America are struggling to feed their babies due to a horrific nationwide baby formula shortage. And I cannot think of a more harrowing, panicked crisis for parents to face than desperately trying to find food and formula for their newborn babies. Bare shelves Biden has continued to pass the buck. Biden and the FDA needed to work directly with the manufacturers and hospitals to make sure that we have an adequate supply of baby formula and make sure that parents know where to go if the shelves are empty at the store. Babies have been put to bed hungry while parents are desperately trying to find alternative formulas that are often difficult to procure. This is not a third world country. Right now, we have a food security crisis for the most vulnerable of Americans, the ones that we cherish the most, and that's our babies. Moms and dads all over the country some of them are traveling hours every single day looking for baby formula as they can't find it in their local grocery stores. They're reaching out to friends and families and making new friends in Facebook groups and online as they're searching to find baby formula. Even mothers that have been giving their babies baby formula are now searching out breastfeeding mothers looking to buy an extra supply of milk if they're willing to share it or sell it. This is a crisis that should never be happening, and this is completely, squarely on the shoulders of the Biden administration and the Democrats. I think we need to take a moment and think about the fact that in Joe Biden's America, it seems like it's easier to get a crack pipe and a government-funded smoking kit than it is to find baby formula. I'm a new father of a 4-month-old. And the other piece is that this crisis has been brewing for months. Since my 4-month-old has been born, I've had my entire family across 4 states scouring shelves looking for formula for which he is dependent to survive. Okay, y'all. So I know that was from the GOP, but they did make some valid points. But the GOP is responsible for this mess too. So, ladies and gentlemen, there are some making accusations on Joe Biden saying that he is stockpiling pallets of baby formula for immigrants at the US Mexico border, which it really isn't that far fetched, because you got the Russians and the Ukrainians showing up at the border, and all of a sudden now he got pallets to send to the border. Yeah, okay, Joe Biden. So, ladies and gentlemen, I was online last night looking at some of the news. There are parents that are willing to spend $120 per can of formula.
and they will just give you $120 for each can that you can find for them. So, yes, this is a desperate thing, but in my opinion, this is one of those things that never should have happened. There was a baby formula recall, and production has not been going in America for some time. And now, Joe Biden met with the manufacturing company, and yeah, they're going to try to speed up the process, but it will still take months before your store shelves at retail stores, at pharmacies, or wherever you buy your baby formula will be back in stock and fully stocked again. Now, I don't know about you. I don't know babies that can live a few months waiting for this sorry ass place and its leadership to get their act together. Babies got to eat every day, not when you feel like moving and getting things done. So, ladies and gentlemen, let this be a good example of what is to come for this country. There's a lot of shortages all the way across the board. This is far from the only one, but you see how inadequate leadership is because these people are not made to lead. Let's be real. They're not made to lead. See, if you are made to lead, you will think about everyone and the best interests of your people. But you're not good leaders by a default because you're only concerned about those that look like you. And see, I said this before, I'll say it again. When you are selfish, and all about yourself, don't try to lead. Selfish people never make good leaders. It is a fact. So, ladies and gentlemen, be ready to fend for yourself as things become more scarce in America. You cannot rely on these folks to do things right. They're just not going to do it under any circumstance. They're not going to do it. So you're going to have to plan out and come with a strategy for yourself and move forward with your own plan. And don't wait around for these folks. You may end up dying waiting around for them. You know, when you're going through a crisis, selfish people are the absolute worst to have in place because they're not going to help you. Just understand that. Just think about all the selfish people you've been around your entire life. Selfish people are the least helpful, period. The ones in your family, whether you got friends or you work around these people, they are always the least helpful people in the room. And when a crisis is going down, you absolutely want to distance yourself from them because all they'll do is try to come around you and usurp everything, but they will not be of any help. And that's what these folks have been. And you see how Joe Biden rolls. He is all about the people that look like him and the hell with everyone else. And he's going to continue over these next 4 years being concerned for everybody else, and there'll be no concern for us. They don't care what happens to you. So develop that attitude about them. You don't have to care about what happens to them, but just make sure you got something in place just in case. And I know these shortages will get worse. There is nothing that says it's going to get better because it's not. It's not. So, y'all, please tell me what you think about this situation. I know I've been talking about the baby formula situation now for a couple of months, and I'm glad to see other YouTubers are out here talking about it too. It needs to be coming up a lot because there are a lot of babies in our community. And, all women do not breastfeed. Many are using formula, for various amount of different reasons. And, you can't assume that everybody can breastfeed. Some people just don't produce breast milk like that. They don't you know. And look, during slavery, white women used the black woman to be her wet nurse, and they can't produce. Look at how many of them, even to this current day, that cannot produce a lot of milk. See, there was a reason for that. And, back when I had my son, I had a friend, she also had a baby, and she didn't produce enough breast milk. So what she would do is she would give the baby formula on those, during those times she couldn't produce enough breast milk. But as long as she could produce the milk, she would give it to her baby. But those times when she couldn't, she would, have her as her backup the formula. And sometimes you have to do what you need to do you know it's times are tough, and it's going to continue to get tough, and our people are going to have to face that reality and realize the most reliable person in this country is you. If you sit around waiting for the Joe Bidens of the world or the Mitch McConnells of the world, you'll be screwed. You really will. Not reliable when it comes down to us. We can't be sitting back and looking at people we never could depend on in the first place. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.